Enrico Modiano was born in Istanbul in 1926. Enrico's uncle Jack died before he was born, and so his mother wanted to name Enrico after him, but some other family members wanted to name him Raphael. His family decided to name him Ico because it was a combination of the two names Raffaelico and Jackito. When his family enlisted him in the Italian consulate, he was renamed Enrico. Growing up in Istanbul was not terrible for Enrico and his family. Enrico had two siblings, and when he was younger, he loved playing with maquettes. Maquettes are small models of unfinished sculptures. Enrico and his family were very observant Jews, and they loved the holidays because it meant family festivities and parties. Enrico was not very affected in the Holocaust. He never went to a camp or a ghetto or anything like that. At first, his family did not know that the Holocaust was even going on. They had moved to Turkey when they had heard about the war, and they essentially avoided it. Though not much happened to his family, Jews were not allowed to be Boy Scouts, and Enrico was affected because that made him lose most of his friends. He could still attend school, but he was unable to be friends with anyone from the Boy Scouts, and he couldn't be one himself. The war started in the beginning of September, so Enrico was unable to have a bar mitzvah ceremony. Enrico doesn't remember much besides there were a lot of rations and their home and belongings were taken away. His family was taxed 25,000 liras for their own belongings, which is about $4,400. His father bargained with the government to 10,000 liras, and when they couldn't pay it, their furniture was taken away. But luckily, his father got them back. Also, one day, Enrico was going towards their family store, and one of the workers, Suleiman, told him to flee away from his house in Sicily. This ended up saving him. That night, the Nazis ended up having a mini Kristallnacht. That's pretty much all he remembers because they were Turkish citizens, so nothing really applied to them, even though they were Jews. After the war, Enrico's family built themselves up. Enrico soon married a woman named Esther in 1953, and they had a super large wedding. This is because the war had ended a few years earlier, and people were eager and ready to celebrate a momentous occasion. Luckily, all of Enrico's family lived through the war. One of the scariest, most tragic moments in Enrico's life is when his wife fell down the stairs and hit her head. He was not home at the time, but he heard that she had severe brain trauma and he was super scared. He stayed with her for many weeks, transferring from hospital to hospital with her. Luckily, she survived and they had 3 children together. Sadly, one of the 3 died at the age of 8. To this day, Enrico follows Israel, but he said that he'll never make Aliyah because of his job and his family.